Hey, welcome back. We're wrapping up at 2022, which means it's time to start setting 2023 goals. I'm a big fan of the cascading goals method, right? So we all have different ways of setting goals within our organization. This is the one that works for me, so I figured I'd talk about it. Cascading goals means that when you're setting goals, you're looking at the organization as a whole and you're making sure that your goals and your team's goals and your staff's goals are all in alignment with what the company is trying to achieve in the same year. Now, it seems obvious, but a lot of people don't do this. So when we start thinking about cascading goals, it really means that we need to know what the organization is trying to accomplish in 2023. That way, each department and each team can build out goals that align with that objective. Keeps everybody rowing in the same direction, keeps everybody focused on the same things. And that's really what we want if we want good outcomes. So an organization might set an annual goal of increasing revenue or increasing profit. And that's good. That's what businesses do. So those are fine for goals for organizations, but if you're the IT person in that organization, it's a little hard to connect to those things. So as a department lead, you might be sitting in a position where you're running a department or a team. You need to take that goal and make it a little bit more tactical and a little bit more relatable for your team. So you can't really increase profit if you're the internal IT person for a business. If you're an MSP, you definitely can directly help that. But as the internal IT person, you would have to do something different. Like you can't go out and sell more for your sales team, probably, and you can't really make it cheaper to make stuff, but you can reduce downtime. And reducing downtime means that production can happen more, and more production generally means more profit. So maybe that's where you kind of look at it and evaluate things. So your departmental goal can't be increased profit, but it can be, reduce risk either by increasing downtime, preventing malware, whatever. If you're an MSP, you can absolutely contribute to profit and revenue by onboarding customers in a timely manner or reducing customer churn or cancellations by, providing great service or calling out things when they might be going astray, kind of. Now, once you have those goals in your department, it's important to take it down to individual team members. And that could be very specific tactical stuff, right? That a one person can kind of deliver. It might be, building an API integration for your SIM. It could be building detections. It could be making sure things like vulnerability management reports are delivered on time. And the overall kind of goal here is that as you go from a top level organization goal down to a departmental goal to a team goal, things get a bit more tactical, a bit more specific. And as you do things on the team level, maybe one of these goals doesn't automatically increase profit or revenue, but it does contribute to the departmental goal, which then these accumulatively achieve the organizational goals. So it's like this cascading up and down effect where everything is sort of tied together and you give your team something they can really kind of sink their teeth into and take ownership of because it's in their wheelhouse to accomplish and it's not so distant as something as like a profit percentage. So we do that, and that's great. And as we're setting these goals, you also want to make sure they're smart, right? In the same sort of kind of vein, you want to make sure that people understand the specifics of their goal. They're detailed enough so you know if they got done or not, and that there's no confusion after whatever the deadline is, what the goal actually was. You want them measurable. You want something objective to say, yes, we accomplished this goal, and as a result, we should see this happen. You want something attainable. A lot of people argue you should set stretch goals and really push yourself, and that's fine. But if you find yourself stretching so hard that you're never going to hit the goal, people just won't buy into it. They're going to say, there's no way I can do that, so I'm not going to try at all, right? It becomes kind of counterproductive. You want relevant goals. If we go back to this, we want to see, hey, you want to make sure your team's objectives are in line with your departmental objectives, and those are in line with your organizational objectives because goals are what tell the team what's really important right now. It's what we should be focusing on. So you have to make sure they're relevant. Otherwise, you're going to start people kind of getting people veering off in different directions, doing different things, and that's not what we want. And you want stuff that's time based. If there's no deadline, it's kind of a wish, not a goal. I like 90-day goal setting rhythms. I think as an organization, you can definitely do annual goals when you start talking about revenue and profitability and growth and things like that. But I think for tactical teams, anything more than 90 days just doesn't give you the flexibility to change and people will forget and lose track of it, right? You fall into that thing where you're like, yeah, I'll start working on it later. I'll start working on it later. And eventually it's, November and you haven't started. So that 90-day rhythm where you have a pure deliverable every 90 days is really, really good. Sure, if it's a really big goal that will take a full year, break it down. Maybe your first quarter goal is just a milestone. It's not the completed thing, but make sure you have something to deliver every 90 days. Get into that kind of agile methodology. Um, And that allows you to track things over time, make sure you're on track, make sure you're constantly moving forward. And if circumstances change and that kind of thing is no longer a priority for the organization, you're right, doesn't become relevant anymore, you can change kind of tracks and get things moving in the correct direction. Or if it's not turning out the way you thought it would, gives you the opportunity to really correct that. So that's the cascading goal method and how to set smart goals. Good luck in your 2023 goal setting, and have a great day.